Hello everyone and welcome back to Spooky Clues by Sam. If you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it's a daily logic puzzle game where you have 20 people on a board and they may be criminals or innocents and you gotta figure out who is a criminal and who is an innocent using the clues that they themselves give you. We have a tricky one today, so are we in for a treat? We'll see. If you want to play the game, you can check the link in the description first, but otherwise, let's start now. We have Evie, Flora, and Julie as the only people in this pumpkin patch here. So Evie tells us now that Julie is one of the two innocent non-pumpkins. Okay. So we know that Julie is an innocent. And what's the other non-pumpkin person that's already an innocent? Evie. So we have our two innocents here, and we also know that Flora, who is not a pumpkin, is a criminal. And I guess we don't need Evie's clue anymore. Now Julie tells us that Tyler has more innocent neighbors than Evie. Tyler has 3 neighbors total, and Evie has 5 total. Okay. Now Flora telling us that there's an odd number of innocents neighboring Evie. Well, Evie already has one innocent here, who is Julie. And there's 3 more people who could be innocents, but only 2 of them actually might really be innocents, because if all of them are innocents, then Evie is gonna have an even number of innocent neighbors. So, having that in mind and knowing that Tyler has more innocent neighbors than Evie, even if Tyler had all 3 innocent neighbors, which is his total of neighbors at all, then Evie could not have 3 innocent neighbors. She could not have 2 either, because that's an even number. So we know that Julie is the only innocent neighbor that Evie has. So we know that Isaac the pumpkin is a criminal, Anna the pumpkin is a criminal, and Bruce is also a criminal. And we don't need Flora's clue anymore, but we do need Tyler's, Julie's talking about Tyler, because Tyler may have 2 innocent neighbors. So let's keep that there to remind us later. Now, Isaac the pumpkin tells us there are exactly 2 innocents to the left of Steve. Where's Steve? Steve is here, and he has 3 people to the left of him. 2 of them are innocents, but we don't know if it may be Nicole and Phil, Olivia and Nicole, or Olivia and Phil. We don't know. So let's go for Anna's clue. Chuck has more criminal neighbors than Zaya. Where's Chuck? Here. So Chuck has 5 neighbors total, and Zaya has 5 neighbors total. Chuck so far has 2 criminal neighbors, but we don't know about the rest, so let's keep that clue there as well. And Bruce tells us that Isaac has exactly 3 innocent neighbors. Isaac has 2 innocent neighbors already. The third one is going to be either Nicole or Olivia, but we don't know who yet. What we do know now is that Tyler has 1 innocent neighbor here and one criminal neighbor here. So in the Nicole and Olivia situation here, that is one or the other. And since we have established before that Tyler has to have at least 2 innocent neighbors, we know that Wanda for sure has to be an innocent. Now, Wanda tells us that each row has at least 2 criminals. So what does that help us with? It helps us with row 4, because we know that there's 2. Let's calm down. I'm going too fast here. I'm excited. I'm going too fast. Okay, so where's the clue that talks about Steve? There are exactly 2 innocents to the left of Steve. So we know there's 2 innocents here, and each row has at least 2 criminals. There's only 1 criminal among these 3 people, so we know that Steve has to be a criminal, first thing. Second thing, if there are 2 innocents to the left of Steve, and we know that Nicole and Olivia are one a criminal and the other one an innocent, Phil has to be an innocent, so that there are 2 innocents to the left of Steve. And we don't need Isaac's school anymore. We don't need Julie's school anymore. Anna's school is gonna come and play later. Let's go for Steve's. There's an odd number of criminals on the edges. Okay, and fails. Exactly 2 of the 5 innocents neighboring Olivia are in row 5. Olivia is here. She has 8 neighbors total. 5 of them are innocents. We know about 3 of them, of 3 of the 5 innocents. And 2 of those 5 innocents are in row 5. So either Tyler or Zaya are gonna be an innocent and the other one a criminal. So that's 4 innocent neighbors. Now Lucy depends on Nicole. If Nicole is an innocent, Lucy is a criminal. If Nicole is a criminal, Lucy is an innocent, so that Olivia can have 5 innocent neighbors. And now we know about Zach, because there's a clue saying that each row has at least 2 criminals. Wanda's school. And Wanda is an innocent, and beside her, she's gonna have 1 innocent and 1 criminal. So this row has to have another criminal, who has to be Zach. Now, Zach tells us that Gabe is one of Julie's 5 criminal neighbors. Gabe is a criminal, and Julie, we know, has 5 criminal neighbors. So far, she has 3. So, Flora, Gabe, and Isaac. She has to have 2 more, and she's gonna have 1 more here, who's gonna be either Nicole or Olivia. And the 5th one has to be Lucy. So now we know, because we said before, that if Lucy was a criminal, Nicole would be an innocent. And that is the case, because now Olivia has 1, 2, 3 innocent neighbors. She's gonna have 1 more here. It's gonna be the 4th one. And the only one who could be the 5th one is Nicole. So Nicole is an innocent, and because of that, Olivia is a criminal. Olivia now tells us that Chuck and Steve have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Steve? Steve is here and Chuck is up here. But we had something talking about Zaya and Chuck, right? Chuck has more criminal neighbors than Zaya. Zaya has 3 criminal neighbors, so Chuck has to have at least 1 more. Because Chuck already has 3. But we don't know about Deborah and Hank. We gotta go for the clue that talks about Chuck and Steve have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Steve so far has 2 criminal neighbors. He has to have 1 more to be like Chuck. And that's 3. But we know that Chuck has more than 3, and Steve only has 2 neighbors left. Both of them have to be criminals so that he has more than 3 criminal neighbors. So we know that Mark is a criminal and Zaya is a criminal, and because Zaya is a criminal, Tyler is an innocent. And now we also know that Chuck has 4 criminal neighbors. Now, Tyler tells us that Evie and Hank have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Where's Evie? Evie has 4 criminal neighbors. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anna, Bruce, Flora, and Isaac. So Hank has to have 4. He has 3 already. So either Chuck or Deborah are gonna be a criminal and the other one an innocent. And Deborah and Hank is also a one or the other situation. Can we go back to the total criminals on the edges? There's an odd number of criminals on the edges. So let's count how many criminals we have already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can't have 2 criminals here. Oh, we have to have 2 criminals here on these edges, because then we would have 9. If we had only one criminal, if Deborah were to be a criminal, we would have an even number, which would be 8. So Deborah is for sure an innocent, and the other 2 are criminals. And that is done. I love this one. Less than 10 minutes, a tricky one, all green. Yeah, this is gonna be it for today. I enjoyed the harder ones, and I was very excited, but I didn't make any mistakes. So if you enjoyed it, let me know. And I will be back tomorrow with more clues by Sam. If you did play the puzzle, tell me how it went for you, because I love to talk about that too. And I'll see you tomorrow.